Hey guys, it's me, Lindsey Michele. So I promised to do a Q&A with you probably a couple weeks ago actually. Pretty much this Q&A, I've never done one before because I didn't really think anyone cared what I was doing. So the first one is, what's your movie? What's my movie? It's not actually my movie, it's my teacher's movie. I go to the Actors Workshop in Royal Oak, Michigan, and I take acting classes. My teacher, his name is Brian Lawrence. He's also an independent film director, and he is preparing a film called Blue Sunset. Its name has changed quite a few times, but that's the name of the movie. We're going to start shooting this summer. My role, I play a girl named Ronnie Marie Valentine to be exact. She works in a club and she's about 17 years old. She's really young. She's an interesting character. I feel like I can relate to her a lot, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, or make me seem crazy for saying that once you actually see the movie or understand what kind of person she is. So, but yeah, it's called Blue Sunset, and probably won't come out for a couple years, or because movies take forever. So, but it's gonna be a really good movie. It kind of has like all these different stories in it, kind of like if you've ever seen Valentine's Day with like Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner, and I think Ashton Kutcher was in it. Maybe, I don't remember exactly, but maybe he was in the New Year's one. But it's the same kind of thing. It's like all these different stories and they all come together at the end. So it's kind of like that, but it's not happy at all. It's really sad actually, but it's gonna be really good. All the stories, like even the stories that I'm not in, I like them a lot. Some of them are scary, but this movie is severely realistic. That's all I gotta say. Not cheesy at all. And the actors all work really, really hard. Like everyone I go to school with is really dedicated. They, a lot of them have got like job promotions and things like that, and they've turned them down because they want to do this film. So, sometimes you gotta pick and choose with this stuff. Being creative is a really hard thing, I think. Sometimes I have a hard time with that because I work a lot, and it's like, where do you draw the line between having enough money to do things or just doing things that you love? It's a tough call sometimes because you have to make money to pay your bills, but you want to do all these other things that make you happy. Sometimes your job takes over. Try not to let that happen. My advice would be to stick with what's in your heart and never forget about it. You don't want to be regretful when you're older, thinking like, I should have done this, I should have done this. You want to do it while you're young, and especially while you're in your 20s, or if you're younger than your 20s. You want to make sure that you fulfill all these things and you at least, give it a shot, Anyway, enough of that mumbo jumbo. Next question, have you ever thought about going electric? Well, I do have an electric guitar. It was actually one of my first guitars actually that my ex-boyfriend bought me, but it's just like a Fender Square, and I do play it sometimes. It's not really the best guitar, so not really. My acoustic guitar is electric. My Taylor is the black one that I always use, which was like super expensive, but I love that thing to death. Like, that's my baby. Her name is Ari. Yes, and she's named after Ariana Grande. And yes, my phone just went off. Yeah, I'm obsessed with Ariana Grande. But yeah, I love my guitar. I definitely wouldn't mind going electric or trying it out a couple of times. Like if I get, super well known and I end up having a band of some sort that plays with me, like kind of like Taylor Swift or something. I think it would be really cool to just try all different sorts of things. Right now I'm working with the ukulele. My friend Bill got me a ukulele for Christmas, and I haven't really got the chance to sit down and work with it like I really want to. It's fairly easy. I looked at how to play and everything because it comes in the box, and it's really simple. If you know how to play guitar, you can play the ukulele. It's easier than guitar, but it's fun because it has a little bit of a different sound, kind of like a Hawaiian sound. But yes, going electric is a possibility for sure. It's just I prefer acoustic because I'm mostly by myself when I'm playing, and acoustic just sounds better. I think electric by yourself isn't really that great. have I ever considered going on tour? I used to go on tour a lot when I was younger, like 4 or 5 years ago. I would leave like 2 or 3 times a year, and I'd be gone for like a week, and I would just go straight down through like Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, up through Virginia, Pennsylvania, all that, and drive back. I also didn't have as many responsibilities back then, and I was going to school, but everything was pretty much paid in loans, so all the money I was making at work, I got to save to go on tour and do things like that. Now all the money I'm making, I'm paying off my loans and I'm paying other bills, so it's a little bit harder for me to get out, but I'm definitely going to try to save up and go on tour again, because I think it would be a really good thing for me, especially to go down to Nashville. That's probably my favorite place to drive to. My aunt and my uncle live down there. Shout out to my aunt and uncle, Judy and Uncle Sully. They're great people, and I love them to death, and I love all their dogs too. Jake Otis, Summer Ann, and Ginger Grace. That's the last dog. I couldn't remember her name for a second. I love them. Can you tell they're from Tennessee? They all have middle names. It's cute. Anyway, yeah, I do definitely want to go on tour again. I think it would be a really good thing for me. I'm just trying to start up again and play local shows, because I haven't played in a really long time, and I'm just starting with open mics again and trying to make time for all that. It's really important. And recording. I'm going to start recording this summer new stuff. I'm going to do a cover CD of cover songs that I'm going to hand out. Like, you don't have to buy it, but at shows I'm just going to hand it out with my actual CD that you buy. So it's like you get 2 CDs for one, which is kind of a cool thing. So I'm going to have my original song CD, and then I'm going to have a cover song CD. Another question. Last one. This is the last one. Do you feel that sexism plays a part in the reception of your music? That's a big question, and my answer is no. I know like a lot of my songs are like kind of like Taylor Swifty, like pinpoint on like the guy always doing something wrong, but for me, I think that I'm really honest in my songs. If you really listen to my songs, I actually blame myself a lot for a lot of things. Or I'll start the song off with like it being the other person's fault, but if you notice, like in the middle, like during the bridge or towards the end, I always make it seem equal. That whatever the conflict was, it will, like the chorus will change to we instead of you or I. It always ends with both of the people being wrong, because I truly believe that, like, you know, nobody's perfect, and I've said this time and time again, especially after being in like 2 really, well actually 3, but 2 really long serious relationships. I learned a lot at a really young age, and I finally realized that it's not about like someone deserving better, or that person isn't good enough for you. It's just sometimes that person is better for someone else than they are for you. You know, everybody's different. You know, they have different likes, they have different dislikes. It's just the way it is, and you can't make someone something they're not, or someone that they're not. And if you do try to do that, it's never going to work. There's someone out there for everybody. Someone out there where they are going to feel like they don't have to change. And when you find that person, that's the right person for you. And you better hold on to them, because I think a person like that only comes once in a lifetime, honestly. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. I have a movie date on FaceTime. That's what life's all about, just growing and becoming a better person, I believe. Sorry that took forever, but that wraps up our Q&A. I'll try to do these more often, so if you randomly have a question for me that you think of, you can message me on Facebook or on my YouTube page, which is this page, Lindsey Michele 13, Michelle spelled with 1 O. Or, you know, I also have Instagram, and I have Keek too, and Twitter, so you can find me on there as well. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great night, and thanks for watching my video, and I hope you guys look out for some new music of mine and some new videos I post, because I'm really going to try to get on here more often, even though my schedule's crazy. Alright, thank you guys. Have a good night. Mwah.